Myntri Rangbah konrat kisang ma haka khat artarik ula benta haka ascent Hajar arpon seminar halor ka jingkentiu ba jingkersha niki Samla ki baya kun haki UPSC but MPSC competitive exam. Myntri Rangbah ula samru umar sangpo Hajar Tyngka naka thup pisa CM aspire syaki Ngut ki Samla ki balapas ya ka UPSC preliminary examination kum ka jing penslur bakin minot top ban poi syaka thong ban pas saya ka main exam but personal interview. Yakni ka seminar lapan long ha Meghalaya Administrative Training Institute Mati Campus maudiang diang Shillong. Kibaradan lang ki kentup ya u Director General ka Mati ba Cyril Dingdo ba u Director ka Mati Swapnil Tembe. Ha ka jingkran Myntri Rangbah ula ai khublei ya ka Mati ka balapan long ya kani ka seminar da ka babong. Kani ka dei ka Mati badan burom bat bakongsan ban plelenti ya ka thong ba ngilabu hakmat ban Iarap ya ki Samla ban ra ya ka nam jingjob haki UPSC but MPSC competitive examination. Myntri Rangbah ha ka ni ka seminar ula plepat baru ya ka digital learning lab jongka Meghalaya Administrative Training Institute ban ai kilat bakansa ya ki Samla ban yakun ya ki exam prepare ha ka jing jongki.
First of all, I take this opportunity to congratulate Mati for taking this very important and a very noble step forward in really giving a direction to the vision and the idea that we have all been thinking about and trying to achieve in the past many years. As correctly mentioned, that the kind of results and the number of individuals who could have passed the UPSC and other national competitive exams could have been much higher for the state of Meghalaya. Simply because we have the kind of talent that is required. There is no dearth of talent. But as correctly mentioned by every speaker before me, the problem most likely lies in providing that ecosystem, in bringing the stakeholders together, creating the correct environment, guiding our students and the aspirants in the correct way, and helping them to be able to achieve that goal at a personal level and also the goal for us as a state. That they are converting this vision now into actionable plan and steps that we can move forward with. And obviously we realize that once we do that, we need to back it up with the full support and resources to be able to make that goal happen, to be able to move forward. And means, why are we sitting here today? I just wanted to share what happens in our small discussions and rooms that we are in, and we talk about these things. And the most important part, I'll tell you, when we do those kind of things, is to then let the team work. Minimum interference. And that's why you will not see me much out here, trust me. I believe that you set the goal and the vision. You put the team and you allow the team to work. That is how things happen. Otherwise, nothing will happen. For me, I always tell this to everybody, and I'm a person who studies strategy a lot, not that I'm an expert in it, but I like to listen to it and understand from it, is that for me, when I look at governance, it is an ongoing game. There is no end to governance, which is what we call infinite games. So in game theory, we talk of, finite games and infinite games. Governance is infinite. You just go on, it goes on, governance goes on. There'll be one government today, there'll be tomorrow another government, after there'll be another government, or the same government continues, whatever, but the process continues. And for us as citizens and governments and leaders and officers, we need to understand that we are looking at the next 20 years, 30 years down the line. Elections are finite games. We fight in the election. There's a winner, there's a loser. But governance, once you form it, you work with that vision and see that journey and look at it for the state and say, well, I'm going to be there. The state is going to reach there in 20 years from now. And people will laugh. But we see the end and we see how the things are going to move forward. In fact, that's not the end also. That's just one stop again. And then we keep moving forward from there. This process of thinking of how a government should work is what we have been trying to instill in the last 8 years. I use this platform and this opportunity to explain a few more, problems and misconceptions that people have. And people really complain about me, saying that, this man gets consultants all the time. What about our officers? Aren't they competent enough? Again, we have to realize that in governance, if the particular individual was enough, then Conrad would do everything. He would write the DPR, he would move the files and implement the thing, and also he would be the one who would ultimately go to the field. And it can't work that way. Government, political leadership has a role to play. And I've explained that to you, that we create that thought process, the vision, and structure it with a policy. Our bureaucrats and officials then take that and add their, capacity into making that policy into actual actionable plans. And to be able to then look at that actionable plan into more micro detailing of getting all the world and global practices and ensuring that the system to monitor that and implement that happens requires experts that come in. And that is how things happen. And then obviously this chain keeps going on and we keep monitoring and we keep finding out things. Then Chief Minister monitors, he asks why this is happening, why this is not happening. We adapt, we make changes. Something is not working, we take it back. Something's working, we make it better. And this goes on and on and on. And that's how governance evolves. So, friends are coming to, again, back to, I'm sorry, Mike, I drifted away because I'm just, again, this is what Cyril talked to you about, and even Swapnil. It's really about passion. And for me, this is my passion. It just drives me to the point where when people ask me, aren't you tired moving so much? I said, I don't even realize it. I realize it actually when I'm not doing anything. Then I realize I'm tired. But then when I'm engaged in this entire process of governance and making things happen and moving the system, I just don't see anything else. And that's what Cyril told you about, that you just need to be in it so much that nothing will matter to you. It's just that goal in front of you, and you just keep going on and on and on, to the extent that you start enjoying it. You don't look at it as a goal or a fact that, oh, I have to get up tomorrow morning and again study. You look forward to it and say, I'm going to get up and study because I'm looking forward to it. When will the morning come again? Because I want to get back to reading the papers. I want to get back to studying my, the books that are there. That passion is what is going to get you through. And that's what it's all about. But at the end, to conclude, please remember, and again I'm speaking like an old man to you, but I'm speaking with a bit of experience I've had in my life, that things move on. Things move on. You give it your shot. You give it your best. Sometimes it's meant for you, sometimes it's not. And ask this question in your heart. Is that why do I want to be an IAS officer? Have you ever asked that question to yourself? Or is it just because some friend told you that let's go and give the cracked exam, let's anything, and you're just driven by that? Well, if that is an issue, then I think you need to do a bit more soul searching. And I'll tell you why. Because hopefully you will clear that exam. And then you will be starting your life and your career not knowing what you want to do. And that's when you will get astray. I came into politics because I told myself that I want to serve the people. I told myself that I want to be able to make a difference in people's lives. I told myself that even one person, if I can help, it'll give me a sense of satisfaction. That purpose that I decided very, very long ago drives me till today. And no matter what position I am in, whether I am an MLA, whether I'm an MP, whether I lose the election and I'm just a lost candidate, or I'm chief minister, that is that one purpose that drives me. You need to search within your soul and ask yourself what it is. Why am I giving this exam? Please ask yourself.
Barrister Manners and Banmanlang War London. And receive your certificate.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Anna Harbitai.
So we have just inaugurated this digital learning and recording center, where digital content will be created for our trainees here in Mati. And once this digital content is created, it will be then, of course, used for our own training, as well as we will update it on iGot, which is the central platform for training. And I must congratulate all the stakeholders, especially our DG, our director and assistant director, for creating this world-class recording and digital content creation center. It will go a long way in helping us create the correct content and good content for the trainees who will come here to Mati. So once again, I congratulate the entire team and wish them the very best.